Hello, Mario. 10 questions about prohibition. Mario's 10 questions about prohibition. So, we're kicking off the quirky Prohibition Mo show tonight and October 24th with the thumbnail following questions. Let's dive into the dry era of prohibition. I have heard time and time and time again people say that prohibition doesn't work. So let's have a look. Prohibition was the only amendment to the US Constitution to have ever been repealed. I wasn't aware that it was an amendment to the Constitution. And, well, that's quite significant, quite interesting. So I believe, I don't know. I'm not in America, but I'm going to say true. It sounds good. Could be false. It might not have been the only amendment, but which amendment was it? This is true. The 18th Amendment establishing prohibition was repealed by the 21st Amendment in 1933, marking it as the only US constitutional amendment to be fully repealed. Fully doing the heavy lifting in that particular thing. I'm no expert in America. We don't have a constitution here in New Zealand. We did have prohibition, did we? I think we had prohibition until, and then the soldiers came home from war and overturned it. So on election night, I'm not sure what war, I think it might have been the First World War, on election night we had prohibition, but when the soldiers came home and their votes were counted, we didn't. But we did used to have trust control, which meant that certain areas, no, we did have prohibition in certain electorates, so it was electorate by electorate. So, for instance, the Mount Eden electorate in Auckland was dry, as we said, it was a dry area. There were no pubs in that electorate, and which was pretty bad if you were going to Eden Park to watch the rugby, because the nearest pub was a long way away. So, yeah, but I think those laws have all been repealed. And then we used to have trust control in some areas. All right. So, yes, interesting. Next, we do have prohibition. This is specifically referring to alcohol, but obviously marijuana is prohibited. So that's a form of prohibition. Alcohol consumption actually decreased by 10 to 20% during prohibition based on cirrhosis death rates. So less people died of cirrhosis of the liver, I guess, was the one that I'm familiar with. So yes, that 10 to 20%. So, it probably had some positive health benefits in some ways, if I'm right. If I'm wrong, of course, just disregard that comment. I'm all sheet. All right. Yes, this is correct. Studies of cirrhosis death rates suggest alcohol consumption dropped by approximately 10 to 20% during prohibition, though illegal production offset some of the decline. Now, only 10 to 20%. Oh, alcohol consumption dropped by that much. Yeah. It's getting a bit chilly in here. Turn on the heat pump. Come on. Oh, there we go. It's a balmy 19 degrees Celsius. Okay. Oh, illegal. Right. Okay, next question. So we're going 2 from 2 on this one. Pretty good. Moz42 has sent his apologies. It's his son's birthday today, and so they're out celebrating with alcohol. The US government poisoned industrial alcohol during Prohibition, leading to about 10,000 deaths. Ooh. Industrial alcohol. Industrial alcohol is, I know, like methylated spirits has got that purple stuff in it that makes it difficult to drink. Of course, there's all sorts of solutions to that, probably available online, but I better not say them here. They might be considered dangerous, but there are things that people do to industrial alcohol to make it a bit more palatable. I'm going to say true on that. Yeah, I guess a lot of people drank industrial alcohol. This is correct. The US government added toxic chemicals to industrial alcohol to deter consumption during Prohibition, resulting in an estimated 10,000 deaths from poisoning between 1926 and 1933. So, wow, that's pretty significant sort of stuff, isn't it? Right, next question. Moving right along. So, yes. Okay, what have we got here? Question 4. We're 3 from 3, so that's pretty good. Al Capone's Chicago outfit was estimated to bring in $100 million annually from bootlegging during Prohibition. From bootlegging. Yes, the illegal production of alcohol called bootlegging. I don't know why it was called bootlegging. Maybe we could ask that question. So let's say T for true, and then we could ask a supplementary question. Yes, this is correct. Al Capone's Chicago outfit, reportedly. Yes. Okay. Where did the term bootlegging come from? Bootlegging. Okay. What's happening? The term bootlegging originated in the United States during the pre-Civil War era. Around the 19th century, it derives from a practice of smugglers hiding flasks of illicit liquor in the tops of their high boots, particularly when trading with Native American tribes, which was prohibited under laws like the Indian Intercourse Act of 1834, unfortunately named Act. The term bootleg initially referred to the leg of a boot, and over time it evolved into bootlegging to describe the illegal transportation and sale of alcohol. The usage gained widespread recognition during Prohibition, 1920 to 1930, when it described the clandestine movement of liquor by individuals evading the 18th Amendment. Yeah, next question, question 5. So bootlegging, interesting. Those high top boots. Got a flask in there. It's a way of getting around the Indian Intercourse Act. It looks like your message. Yes, next. Yes. All right. the Volstead Act allowed for the prescription of alcohol for medicinal purposes by doctors. Interesting parallels with medical marijuana, isn't it? The Volstead Act. So, yeah, people realised, oh, well, maybe we do need some booze or grog. Let's make it legal with some act of parliament. And that's what the Volstead Act did, or Act of Congress, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to go true for that, yeah. Doc, I need 2 shots of whiskey and a and a beer chaser. All right. This is true. The Volstead Act, enacted to enforce prohibition, permitted doctors to prescribe small amounts of alcohol for medicinal use, leading to a surge in prescriptions. I need to bath in alcohol. I need 6 gallons of bourbon. Yes. Oh. Man's ability to corrupt the systems that he creates themselves for the good of others, unsurpassed. Prohibition led to the creation of NASCAR as moonshiners modified cars for bootlegging runs. Yes. Okay. I'm going with true with that. NASCAR, yes. Modified the cars to make them go faster and outrun the law. You can't outrun the long arm of the law. T for true. It could be partially wrong. Could be partially wrong, that one. It's correct. Yes. Prohibition-era moonshiners in the US South modified cars for speed to evade law enforcement, laying the groundwork for stock car racing, which evolved into NASCAR after 1947. Interesting, the whole stock car. Yes. Based around bootlegging. Good Lord. Goes through the ages, doesn't it? And the terms come along with it. National Association of... Right. Women gained the right to vote in 1920. This same year, prohibition took effect. Well, that could be true. I don't know whether there's any correlation, cause and effect or anything like that, but I'm going to stick with true on that one. And yeah, we'll stick with true. That's correct. The 19th Amendment, 18th was prohibition, granting women the right to vote, was ratified August 18th, 1920, while prohibition began with the 18th Amendment in January 17th, 1920. 7 from 7. Gosh, I can't recall any amendments to the Constitution. So when was the last amendment? I can't remember any in my lifetime. Mind you, some of the early years might be a bit hazy. 1992, the 27th Amendment. This amendment, originally proposed in 1789, was part of the original Bill of Rights, addresses Congress pay, stipulating that any change in compensation for members of Congress cannot take effect until after the next election of representatives. It took over 200 years to achieve ratification, making it a notable example of a delayed amendment process. The 27th Amendment, May 1992. Not aware of that at all. Interesting. Okay. All right. What's happening? Speakeasies numbered over 30,000 in New York City alone by 1925. Yes, the speakeasy. I can remember the infamous speakeasy in Wellington. There was a bar called the Speakeasy. It was quite an infamous bar under the Wilson parking building, I think, or somewhere. Was sort of a pretty it's in Willis Street, I remember. Speakeasy. I think I only ever went there once, maybe, or maybe twice, or maybe a couple of times. I can't remember. But yes, the Speakeasy. I'm going to say that's true. T for true. As we work our way through that, it could have been more. No, we haven't had a false one yet. Estimates suggest New York City had over that, reflecting the widespread defiance of prohibition laws. 8 from 8 as we go to question 9. Yes, prohibition never works. Why don't they prohibit war? Why isn't war illegal? The 21st Amendment, repealing prohibition, was ratified by Utah in December 5th, 1933. Utah being the Mormon state who are pretty much against alcohol or don't allow that. So I'm not quite sure of the significance of that, but I'm going to say true for that. It doesn't surprise me. That's all I know is that Utah, pretty much, to me anyway, that's correct. 36 state to approve it. Okay, 9 out of 9 as we go for a full house. Next question. We've got a 50-50 chance of getting 10 out of 10. Okay, here we go. We're on a roll. Okay. Prohibition caused a 50% drop in absenteeism at Ford Motor Company in 1918. I don't know that that's true because I don't think it came in till 1920. Just going back into the questions. Oh, right. Oh, Utah. Okay. Right. Oh, okay. Yes. Right. Okay. I'm going to go true for that one. I thought the trick in that question might have been that was before it was introduced, but that is true. Prohibition. Oh, it isn't. Damn. Oh, I went and checked that. I was wrong. Oh, right. Prohibition began in 1920, not 1918. And while Ford Motor Company saw reduced absenteeism due to sobriety initiatives, e.g. the sociological department, the 50% drop claim is exaggerated and not directly. Oh, I sort of knew that one, didn't I? Sort of got there. Never mind. 9 out of 10. Yes, that's bloody marvellous, Morris. You should be so proud of yourself. All right. Well, there we go. That's all pretty good. Thank you. Thank you so much. This has been Mario's 10 questions about prohibition.